V says it is 3-page Thursday. That means we will read 3 pages of a screenplay live. But here's the thing. Gary V said, do a live wine show. I was like, Gary, that is your thing. But here's mine. On the advice of Gary V, there is Francis Ford Coppola Claret. Thank you. And now, from one filmmaker to another, one screenplay writer, screenwriter, filmmaker, let's dive in. We said that we would do Fargo tonight, not the new Fargo, the Coen brothers, 1996. Forgive me if I'm wrong on the year. It's a 90s story. If you have not watched the screenplay as a film, read the screenplay, now is the time to do it. We are going to jump into, I've got it right here on my laptop to read to you. And here's something that's really important. This screenplay, friends, as many tried and true industries have shifted and changed, screenwriting, screenplay has changed as well. Remember when I was back at the Academy in Beverly Hills, I was there holding in my hands Red Dust, starring Jean Harlow, 1930s. That screenplay in the 1939, to be exact, Red Dust, had all of the direction of the writer. So when I'm reading to you now, did you get the link? I hope you got the link. I'm in the script right now, and I'm on the top of page 35. It says the table. Well, actually, top of page 35 says, I'll fix you some eggs. Marge says, Norm. Plate, leavings of a huge plate of eggs, ham, toast. The table is where we're going to start reading for 3-page Thursday. But here's the thing. The whole entire industry has shifted that now when you write a screenplay, it's just like a novel in screenplay format. There was a time, Red Dust, 1939, many other screenplays, where the director was the writer was leaning into directing. It had all of the camera angles, pan, tilt, look, close up. Here's the thing. There's some of that here. Oh, you guys, this is so good. I hope that you've seen the movie Fargo by the Coen brothers done back in the early 90s. And now we're going to jump into it. I've got it right here. If you're looking for the link to read along with me, if you go into YouTube, click on my name, The Sherilyn Show channel, and then in community, my finger is trying to direct you. Community, there'll be a community post. Nobody looks at those. In the community post, look for the blue and red tile, and it'll have a link to screenplayed.com, blah, 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 PDF. It'll take you to this right here. And let's get started. We're at the top of page 35. We're reading about Marge and the morning sickness. Are you ready? I hope you're there. Thank you for joining me tonight, because you know what? It is a favorite thing to read the screenplay and then watch and see what's on the screen. Let's go. Top of page 35, the table. Marge is now dressed in a beige police uniform. A patch on the arm says Brainerd Police Department. She also wears a heavy belt that holds a revolver, walkie-talkie, and various other jangling police impedimenta. What word is that, Coen brothers? Police impedimenta. Norm is in a dressing gown. Marge says, "Thanks, hon. Time to shove off." Norm, "Love ya, Margie." As she struggles into a parka, Marge says, "Love ya, hon." He is exiting back to the bedroom. She exits out the front door. For a beat, we hold on the empty kitchen. Then the front door opens again and Marge enters, stamping snow off her boots. Marge, hon? And from off, Norm says, yeah. Marge says, prowler needs a jump. Highway. Dawn. A police car pulls into the foreground and its driver door opens, showing the seal of the Brainerd Police Department. Marge gets out. Marge says, hiya, Lou. Another policeman is approaching, holding 2 coffees and cardboard cups. Lou says, Margie, thought you might need a little warm-up. And Marge says, yeah, thanks a bunch. So what's the deal now? Gary says triple homicide. They trudge toward the wreck. Wider. Laid out in the early morning light is the wrecked car, a pair of footprints leading out to a man in a bright orange parka, face down in blood-stained snow, and 1 pair of footsteps leading back to the road. And Marge says, geez. So, and she looks in the car. Geez, here's the second one. It's in the head and the hand there. I guess that's a defensive wound. Okay. Marge looks up from the car. Where's the state trooper? Lou jerks his thumb. Lou says, back there a good piece. In the ditch next to his prowler. Marge looks around the road and says, okay, so we got a trooper pulls someone over. We got a shooting. And these folks drive by. And we got a high-speed pursuit. Ends here. And this execution type deal. And Lou says, yeah. Marge says, I'd be very surprised if our suspect was from Brainerd. And Lou says, yeah. Marge is studying the ground intently, and Marge says, yeah. And I'll tell you what. From his footprint, he looks like he's a big fella. Marge suddenly doubles over, putting her head between her knees, down by the snow. And Lou says, see something down there, Chief? And Marge says, I just think I'm gonna barf. Lou, geez, you okay, Margie? Marge says, I'm fine. It's just morning sickness. She gets up, sweeping snow from her knees. Whew, well, that passed. And Lou says, yeah. Marge, yeah, now I'm hungry again. Lou, you had breakfast yet, Margie? And Marge says, oh yeah, Norm made some eggs. Lou says, yeah? Well, what now do you think? And Marge says, let's go take a look at that trooper. By the state trooper's car, Marge's prowler is parked nearby. Marge is on her hands and knees by a body, down in the ditch again, looking at footprints in the snow. She calls up to the row. Marge says, there's 2 of them, Lou. And Lou says, yeah? And Marge says, yeah. This guy's smaller than his buddy. Down in the ditch. In the foreground is the head of the state trooper, facing us, peering at it from behind. Still on her hands and knees is Marge. Marge says, for Pete's sakes. She gets up, clapping the snow off her hands, and climbs out of the ditch. And Lou says, how's it look, Marge? And Marge says, well, he's got a gun on his hip there, and he looks like a real enough nice guy. It's a real shame. And Lou says, yeah. And Marge, you haven't monkeyed with this car there, have you now? And Lou says, no way. She is looking at the prowler, which still idles on the shoulder. And Marge says, somebody cut his lights. I guess the little guy sat in there waiting for his buddy to come back. And Lou says, yeah. Would have been cold out here. And Marge says, heck yeah. You think, is Dave open yet? And Lou says, you don't think he's mixed up in... And Marge says, no, I just want to get Norm some night crawlers. In the prowler, Marge is driving and Lou sits next to her. And Marge says, you look in his citation book. And Lou says, yeah. He looks at his notebook and Lou says, last vehicle he rode in was a blue Sierra at 2:18 a.m. Under the plate number, he put DLR. So I got out of the state looking for a Sierra with a tag starting DLR. They don't got no match yet. And Marge says, uh-huh. And Lou says, I figure they stopped him or shot him before he could finish filling out the tag number. And Marge says, I'm not sure I agree with you 100% on your police work there, Lou. We finished with 3 pages, but do you mind if we just finish this last little bit? It's good. It's good. Let's finish. Page 40, Lou says, yeah. And Marge says, yeah. I think that vehicle there probably had dealer plates. DLR. And Lou says, oh. Lou gazes out the window thinking, geez. And Marge says, yeah. Say, Lou, you hear the one about the guy he couldn't afford personalized plates, so he went and changed his name to J2L4685? And Lou's like, yeah, that's a good one. And Marge says, yeah. Ah! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Coen Brothers, for the banter back and forth, because you have someone who is like super smart and somebody who is doing the job and good at the job, but not a forward thinker. There are so many nuances to Lou and Marge. And I personally think Marge is one of the best characters that the Coen Brothers have written. We said it'd be 3 pages. It has been 3 pages. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Now remember, please, do you want to read with me? You can join me. YouTube Live lets me boop. See, boop, just like that. I can boop over and say, join with me in a YouTube Live. Do you have a screenplay that you want read live? Have you ever had your work as a writer read out loud? There is something so magical when you sit down in a room, first time live read, all of the talent comes in, everybody takes a seat, they all pick up the written script, fade into black, and begin to read. It's magic. If you're a writer and you have not had your screenplay read live yet, I'm not a bunch of actors, but I'm one person who will read your writing and your words. I'm doing 3-page Thursdays to give an opportunity for a brand new writer, a fresh screenplay writer, to have their words read live. If you have a screenplay, I'd love to read it live, just to give you that little spark of magic. Okay, thanks for joining me. This was Fargo. We started at the top of page 5. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to tune into the Halo episode for today. Don't judge me. And I'd love to hear from you. So please put me in the DM and then think about if you want to have your story read live. And going forward, let me know what I can do for you. Thank you so much for joining me right now. It's 3-page Thursday live, and I look forward to meeting you and reading your work, giving you an opportunity and platform. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week.